Hello, and welcome to the laundry room of all places, because today I am unboxing and setting up the GE Profile Opal 2.0 Nugget Ice Maker with 1 gallon XL side tank. Now, if all you're interested in is seeing what's in this box, skip to the next chapter. Because, as always, first I have to tell you the story about how I came to buy this. I have wanted one of these, I don't know, forever, ever since I found out they existed. Except, I don't know, if you're watching this video, you've probably looked into it. They're over $500. And I'm going, I just couldn't justify $500 for a little ice maker. You can buy little standalone ice makers for like $100. In fact, I have one, but it doesn't make the Nugget Ice, the really good, the Sonic Ice, the really good little crunchy ice. So $500, that's a lot of money. So I waffled back and forth. I'd put it in my cart on Amazon to see if they, they could let me know, oh, that we lowered the price. No, it never happened. And then, by the way, I'm glad I waited because they came out with the 2.0, like it says here, version, which fixed a whole lot of the problems with the original version. And by the way, most places you go to buy one, be sure to look for the 2.0 because most places that have these have the original. It doesn't say 1.0, it just says Opal Nugget Ice Maker. And it has a lot of problems. It doesn't have as good airflow. It gets dirtier. It's harder to clean. I mean, the list goes on. And noisy. It's way noisier. So a lot of people have had problems with it. But the 2.0 apparently is much less problematic. By the way, still over $500. On Prime Day, Amazon had this for under $500. Yeah, not the 2.0, the original. It was like 300 and something. But again, I've watched enough videos to know that thing doesn't work real well. I mean, it works, but it has issues that this one does not. So I was willing to pay a little more. But then again, I wasn't because I didn't. Well, then I went over to a buddy of mine's house who had one. And I got to actually, use the ice and try the ice. And I went, well, I have to have this. And I went on Amazon to order one. And they did not have any of the two. Well, actually, I take that back. I went on Amazon and they had the 2.0, but it was now over $600. They had jacked up the price. Now, they still had the original without the 1.0 for $579, but that's what this one also cost. And okay, I'm not doing that. By the way, the Amazon links will be down below, but let me suggest maybe you don't want to do that. I went to the Costco website. Costco sells this version for $579. It doesn't discount it. It's still the full, or the original list price. But I got this from Costco.com. I'll have that link down below, but you have to be a Costco member. It's a Costco member item only. And they don't have them in stores. You have to order them online. And by the way, they come kind of poorly packaged. According to the instructions on the top, this box was supposed to have straps around it. And you're supposed to cut the straps and then just lift the top off. Well, this did not have straps and instead had this horrible tape job. As you can see, it's not all the way closed. So somebody cut the straps off and the top came off. I don't know. Well, we're about to see if I'm going to get real disappointed. But I'm really excited. I just hope don't get real disappointed. So let me pop the top. We will now start the official unboxing. So I cut the tape down here at the bottom so I could do this. This is a very heavy box, by the way. Oh, well, there's all sorts of heavy packing materials in here. So it was packed pretty well. So it may be okay. Although, as you can see, it's sitting at an angle. That's not hopeful. I'm hoping it's not damaged. By the way, if it's damaged, this will be the beginning of there'll be another video. Well, this video will have a second section where I open another one when I get this one replaced if there's something wrong with it. Okay, here's the product warranty cards. Oh, it has an app. Important information about cleaning. Oh, and hard water. If you have hard water, it can scale inside this thing, and so that's going to be an issue. Well, I'll talk a little more about that later. This is the side tank that will go next to it, and this is the actual unit itself. Well, actually, I believe I'm supposed to lift this out onto the counter, which I will now do. Yeah, I can see from the indentations on here that this thing got... I have a feeling that somebody cut the straps at like one of the shipping centers, and they went, oh my God, and then when they put it back together, they didn't get it quite together right. But so far, nothing looks damaged, which is my only concern. This is the classy drip plate. It's just a cheap-ass piece of plastic. One of the complaints about this unit I saw in other reviews. While I'm extricating the cord from the packing material, the reason I'm putting this in the laundry room is it needs to be cleaned at least once every 6 months, according to the documentation and all the things I've read. Well, in order to clean it, it needs to be next to a sink. Now, if you've seen me lifting this thing around, it weighs 38 pounds. And it's not easy to move. So if I put it in the kitchen, when I go to clean it, by the way, kitchen's over here. If I put it in the kitchen back over here, it will be away from the sink. There's nowhere to put it next to the sink. So I'd have to move it every time I wanted to clean it. That's not happening. I'm not going to move. So I'm going to install it right here next to this big sink in the laundry room. Here's the little drawer that the ice will come out of with a quick start guide and a little cheap-ass plastic. But I went ahead and ordered from Amazon based on previous reviews, and this will be in the links down below, a stainless steel scoop. Let me just show you on this little guy. Looky here. There's a little indentation so that when you're scooping, you can put your finger in the indentation to give you a little more leverage. Just very thoughtful. And this was very inexpensive. Again, check the links down below. Now I know from watching videos that this thing I just removed from here is the little holder that goes on the side here for holding the water tank. So step one is you have to clean it when you first get it. Okay, by the way, that's clever. Look, see, if you pull it straight out, it falls down so you can get to the ice. But if you lift it up, then you can lift it on out, which I need to do because I'm going to need to pour stuff down in here. It has a little filter down in here. 5 cups of water and 1 teaspoon of bleach. And this is going to get rid of any crap that's built up on the inside during shipping, I presume. These are the water lines, and I will be using them to drain the unit after I've cleaned it. And then once it's done, I'm going to see 2B goes to the side tank. I'm going to take this and run it around to the side tank. So you're saying that's not 5 cups. No, this is 2 cups. I've already put 3 cups in there. So teaspoon of bleach mixed with 5 cups of water. Then plug it in. It says, and press the clean button. The cleaning indicator, I don't know if you can see that, but it lit up there. By the way, the buttons are very hard to see and they're printed very tiny. But there's a power button, a light button. The light is on now, you can tell. So this is going to take several minutes. When it's complete, I'm supposed to unhook those drain hoses I showed you and drain the water and allow all the water to drain out. Then you have to redo the cleaning process with just water to make sure you get all the bleach out, and you have to do that 3 times. So y'all aren't going to watch that. I will let you know how that went. So I'll be back after I have run well, right now it's still running the bleach through, but the second, third, fourth. Oh look, there it comes through. So basically it's going to run water all through the system, and then it'll turn off, and then I drain it, and then I put in new water, clean water, pure water, no bleach, 3 more times. So we'll come back when that's done. So you see the water dripping down in there. It's doing its thing. Okay, we'll come back when this process has been done 3 more times.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So I have now run the cleaning cycle 4 times. Here's the last phase. You have to remove these little tubes, drop them in the sink, and then the water drains out through those tubes. By the way, while that was all going on, while that cleaning was all going on, I also washed the inside of the side tank. Now, the next step, well, first we have to put our little guy. Now, notice that this tube says 2B side tank. So instead of putting it back up here with this other one, tube A apparently, since this one is 2B, or is it not 2B? Yeah, I know, bad joke. So we turn this back around. Now remember I showed you this little guy. Well, this little guy slots in right there. And then so you lift up the unit, way up here. There we go. There's a little slot way up here. By the way, having a sink right handy is really good for filling up the tank. You can buy this without the side tank, but then you're going to be pouring water in much more frequently, and you're going to be pouring it in here. By the way, the tank can go on the left or right side. I'm putting it on the right side because that's where the sink is. Okay, we haven't gotten up to the fill line yet, but it's slowly filling. It's all gravity based. Who knew? So now we can put this little guy back in like that. So how it's going to work is I'm going to plug it in, and it's going to start making ice right away. When you turn the power on, it goes into ice making mode. When the bin fills up, it stops making ice. And when it stops getting water, there's a little add water. So the lights, the warning lights on here are making ice, add water, defrosting, and cleaning. And there's a little Wi-Fi. It has an app. I'll show you the app later. First, let's get some ice going. I'll be setting up the app while it's making ice so that when I come back, because we're going to stop again while I wait for it to make ice. So I'm going to plug it in, put the little spill thing under it, turn on the power. And it's making ice. So I'll be back when it has made some ice. And in the meantime, I will be working with the app.
1 hour later.
So it has been about half an hour. And this is how much ice has been made. Not a lot. Actually, I lied. It hasn't been half an hour. It's been an hour. But after the first half hour, I came and emptied this thing out because I wanted to try it. So this is what it made in the second half hour. And while it may not look like that is 3 full scoops. So there was that much, and there's still another scoop or so. Now, one thing I did learn while we were away is that I can't leave this lying here. I don't know if you can hear that. It picks up some sort of harmonic vibration, so I have to put it up there. Actually, I didn't try this one. Okay, the plastic scoop will be, but the metal scoop, there's some sort of harmonic vibration with the thing. But all things considered, it's a relatively easy setup, except for the cleaning it, the running through the cleaning cycle 4 times. I'm really pleased. Costco did not raise the price. Oh, the other thing I did while we were gone is I installed the app and set it up. Oh, and by the way, there's an Opal app. That's not the one. That's apparently for the first version. This version, you need the Smart HQ, which is GE and Haier and a bunch of other brands, all their smart appliances. So you could actually, from that app, you can like control smart GE washers and dryers and refrigerators and all sorts of other smart appliances made by General Electric, which aren't really made by General Electric. Y'all know that, right? They sold the brand to Haier, Haier. So they're actually Haier appliances. But I'm pretty happy. Oh, but one thing I was able to do, I was able to use the app to set up the app so that it's going to go off every night when I go to bed, and it's going to come on every morning right before I get up. So it'll have some downtime over the night. You can program it to come on and go off at different times using the app. So the app isn't completely useless. It's just kind of useless. I don't know if you can tell. It is a little noisy, so I'm kind of glad I ended up putting it in here anyway, rather than in the kitchen proper. I love this kind of ice. Little crunchy nuggets. Delicious. So that was the unboxing and setup and installation of the GE Profile Opal 2.0 Nugget Ice Maker with the side tank. Oh, by the way, if you notice, it looks like the side tank is full. Yeah, the side tank is full because after that first turned it on the first time, the water went down to about there. The water goes all the way down to here, but it took about half the water. So I filled it back up so that I won't. And it's real easy because you just pop this off, turn it over, undo the thing, put the water in, flip it back over, put it back down. Was it worth $600 with tax? Because it was over $600 with tax. I don't know. But I do know I love chewing ice, and the crushed ice out of the refrigerator thing is, because it varies in size, right? But they're uniform. They're all about the same size, and they're crunchy, and they're not hard. I love this kind of ice. It's Sonic. If you've ever had a drink at Sonic, this is what Sonic has. Except they're by the way, their ice machine costs like $5,000. So all of a sudden, $600 doesn't look so bad, does it?
3 days later.
I didn't like the exposed cord running around behind the sink here because the nearest power outlet was over here. So I went and bought the EVO cable concealer kit, which you can see like splayed out here in front of me. It's enough for 153 inches. Clearly I only needed like a few feet. Double sticky tape on the back, so it's stuck to there. By the way, there's a joint there, and there's corner joints, and then there's also turn joints. The links will be down below for the EVO cable concealer, but I just wanted you to know I couldn't stand that cord just laying around, and so I found a solution. Let's go back to me in the past.
Flashback.
That is the GE Profile Opal 2.0. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.